Here we go!
We're feeling very gay because it's almost time to play. Grab your favorite chair with the Lucky Pierres. Yeah!
Alright guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierre's movie reviews. Tonight we're reviewing a movie that just came out a couple years ago, not even a couple years, The Sound of Metal. Alright guys, what'd you think? The Sound of Metal.
It was good.
It was good.
All right, we're done.
It was
See you
different. It was different.
Yeah, a pretty original story that you don't see often, and also an intimate look into like the metal world, where we've spent a lot of time, like concerts and stuff like that.
Which I was excited about, but
What?
I was very,
What?
I was very
I
disappointed.
don't know if it was an intimate look into metal, really.
I was very
Not-
disappointed in the choice of like a shitty 2-member band.
yeah,
like,
where
I
was
was
the
a-
guitarist the whole time?
There wasn't
it was
one.
just
It was
the
just
two
those
of them.
two. That was the
Yeah,
band.
but wasn't there guitar in the music when
I
they
think
were
it was
playing?
just her pushing a pedal and playing bass.
I swear there was guitar because he was like,
Oh, I know, but I mean, like when she pushed the pedal, it was just like the guitar would start
Loop.
playing,
The guitar loop.
like it was in her pedals.
Oh, okay.
And then she played bass and did vocals and just hit a button to start a guitar.
gotcha.
What I'm saying, it was intimately done. It wasn't an intimate look at the metal world. It was just intimately done. And,
Right.
And I could relate to it because my hearing's starting to go. I know it. So we've been to so many concerts, and when we come out of concerts, I'll ask Joe and Russ. I'll be like, "You guys hearing that ringing?"
I
And they're
am
like, "What are you talking about?"
Borderline deaf at this point.
Oh yeah,
so-
I need hearing aids for sure. Like,
And it kind of hit to like what it's like to tour, just like dirty, dingy in the bus, and then like the merch table scenes were like accurate.
yeah, not as glamorous as some people might think, you know. And
I did like that he was wearing a Youth of Today hoodie most of the movie, even if he was smoking cigarettes in a Youth of Today hoodie. But it is what it is.
yeah, but pretty sad movie overall, isn't it? Dude's losing his hearing, and which is like his life because he's a drummer in a band. So
But who goes to a pharmacist to get a diagnosis for their hearing loss?
well, he didn't think it was going to be so serious.
Well, yeah, but a pharmacist isn't an ear doctor.
No, but he thought he could just he's not a super intelligent person. He just
I
like
know, but
He didn't have insurance either.
Well, yeah, he just,
was
like-
going for like,
yeah.
Yeah, but he just like walked into CVS and was like, "Yo, pharmacist, what's wrong with my ears?"
He thought it was just going to be a pill he could pop and his hearing would pop back on. You know what I mean?
One thing that bugged me is she jumped to like him using drugs so fast when he was 4 years sober. And he like smoked a cigarette, and she's like, "You're doing heroin tomorrow, so we got to get you in a barn with some rehabs soon."
Yeah.
It was so fast. I was like, "Give the guy a chance." Like,
You talk about his girlfriend?
yeah,
Yeah, she did jump to
Plus,
that
also
conclusion.
hearing you're like needle coming tomorrow.
Because she was also an addict. So usually, like that's how that dynamic works. Is like
No, I know.
They know.
always accuse each
I know.
other.
Yeah,
And
and she
then-
expected it to happen, but
Which
it
is-
wasn't like it happened.
Which
like,
yeah, it's
used
annoying,
yesterday,
but it's accurate to like
Yeah.
that they accuse each other all the time.
And it is accurate once you start like smoking. It's a slippery slope for him. You know what I mean? It's like
I
but it
feel
wasn't like a week.
I feel like
sober. It was
cigarettes
4
aren't-
years.
4 years.
I feel like
Yeah.
cigarettes aren't that slippery of a slope, but if you would have been like smoking weed and shotgunning beers after not doing anything for 4
It
years,
just seemed like the first sign of stress. He's like, "You're hitting that needle tomorrow. Let's get you in rehab."
well, she wanted to be safe.
It's
You don't want him
also-
relapsing.
Also, like
you know?
a little bit of
I
projecting.
get it.
Like a little bit of projecting. Like if she was in that stressful of a situation, she would have thought about using again.
Oh yeah,
Like it's a whole
that's true. Yeah.
addict's mentality.
Right.
Yep. But he was good in this, wasn't he? Riz Ahmed.
Oh yeah.
He's always good.
He's-
He's good in everything.
You could see like the concern on his face, and you felt for him when he first started like losing it. You know, he's like, "What's going on?" Like, yeah, at the merch table. Remember
Yeah,
that?
because of the sound. Like a lot of the acting was like in his face, like in visual.
Yeah,
so.
the sound, the
It was
sound
really
for the
good.
whole movie was like very cool.
In and
'cause it,
out.
like,
Yeah.
And then it was like distorted in a lot of areas, and it sounded like unique,
Well, when he had his hearing aids on, it was like metallic. So
Yeah.
It sounded wild.
all distorted, all fake sounding and stuff. You know, but that was a great scene when the doctor was testing his hearing, and he's just like desperately wanting a solution. You know what I mean? He's
Well, he would want to be like back to normal, and it was
Yeah, not
very
good.
metally,
he
and
had
he's
very-
like, this doesn't sound right.
Yeah, he had very unrealistic expectations for like the success of what was.
he
happening.
thought it was gonna come back, and he's
Yeah,
the
he just thought
doc's
it was normal.
like that's gone. Yeah,
Well,
it's
'cause
not
he
coming
sold-
back.
Sold all his stuff, everything he owned, to get those hearing aids.
Yeah,
And-
$40,000 to $80,000.
Yeah, but which, if you paid attention, he didn't really buy most of that stuff to begin with.
I
It was
mean,
her rich dad, like that bankrolled
Oh, yeah.
their RV and like all that stuff.
right.
Yeah, and he wants to keep going, and she's concerned for him. So she leaves him and moves back with her dad in France. Is it Paris?
Well, it's while he was at that refuge, they weren't allowed to contact each other.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was kind of just
'Cause it was
forced
like,
to leave.
Yeah, it was like basically like rehab.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have like a significant other there, and yeah, but
Which that whole place and like that part of the storyline I thought was pretty cool, and like a weird different dynamic of like a weird sanctuary of all deaf people.
yeah,
Drug
deaf
addicted.
people and addicts.
Yeah.
yeah, just an interesting place.
I don't know how they found that so quick, but like the next day, she's like, "My friend found this place. It's a barn where there's deaf addicts." Like,
Well-
oh yeah, it's just in the News Herald.
Well, the thing is, they're both addicts. They probably got a lot of like connections.
addict
you know
For
what I
friends.
mean?
deaf people,
No, like addicts. But addicts know addicts.
But that was such
they
a
they
that
always
was,
know where to find a fix.
that is true.
I suppose.
But he's having difficulty like
I mean, I feel like that was just for the storyline. Like, also, this guy helps deaf people. Like, it wasn't very realistic that they found it that fast, but it
Yeah.
moved the story along.
he's having difficulty coping and adjusting though, huh?
Yeah, which
He's
is understandable.
Normal. Yeah, he's losing his hearing totally.
And then, like, obviously, it was hard because that dude that ran the place was just like, "Hey, go sit with your thoughts and come back when you like write me a novel," basically.
Yeah, that was strange.
But it was like for him to get used to
his life
his
being.
surroundings and his like changes and everything. Like,
Yeah.
you have to sit
Super-
alone and deal with
It
it.
was just having him focus, just
it was
focus.
super antsy all the time, and you don't want to have like idle hands.
Anxious. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fixing things,
Yeah.
and yeah, the guy wants him to focus on just like making things better. Focus on what you need to focus on. Yeah,
Right.
and he just basically locked him in a room with like some coffee and a pad of paper, and he like freaked out. He's like like at first, but yeah, he doesn't know what to do. He just hates sitting in silence with his own thoughts and stuff. But that was a happy moment though. Like one of the few happy moments in the movie is when he like learning the ABCs of like sign language.
Oh yeah, and like when he interacts with
racing
the
that
little
girl?
kids,
Mm-hmm.
when he interacts like the little deaf kids.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? With the teacher, yeah. And that teacher was the woman from Walking Dead. The deaf woman from she must be really deaf. I
Or
didn't.
she's just really good at playing deaf people. I don't know.
She had two characters. I've never looked into it, but that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
She's a good actress.
And then like even the way it was shot and the sound and everything like really resonates with drummers, and I feel like even wider like most musicians, because like my friend who's a drummer like got emotional over it because he was like it was like
Close
it was
to home.
happening to you.
Yeah, very close to home. I felt that too because just how many concerts I've been to, and it's just like I swear to God, my hearing's starting to go. I'm not even playing with you. But you know what was a great scene was the hearing implant like activation scene. That was great. When the lady like activates it for him and he hears it for the first time and he's and
he likes it, but then he freaks out.
yeah, she has to adjust it like 4 times. Yeah, that was a
Well, he wanted to adjust it so he could like hear like us.
normal.
But
Yeah,
God,
But you
he
can't
didn't
adjust it to
understand.
that.
Yeah,
it was so frustrating.
it was just artificial noise and like fake.
Yeah.
Well, because your ears are gone. They're like bypassing your ears with like a computer.
Yeah,
Because like everything in your brain is just electric impulses.
it's kind of just tricking your brain
so
into
it's like
thi-
headphones
Yeah,
that skip through your ears.
yeah,
So you're just hearing like electric impulses.
artificial noises and stuff. And
It was like a robot voice, like the trach.
yeah,
voice.
tracheotomy. Yeah, it was. And in the end, he just ended up pulling him out.
Which
and
was-
he there's many ways I guess you could interpret the end, but like I think he wanted to be deaf more than he wanted to hear what's real rather than hear what's fake in the world or something like that.
He's just at peace finally. He's
I-
like,
Yeah.
You know what? I just got to accept that.
you gotta
I'm
accept
deaf.
I'm deaf. Yeah,
Which
and
was-
he doesn't even want to hear the fake stuff.
Out of character for me, but I really didn't like the ending. Like, I'm normally down with the doom and gloom, but in this particular case, I just
Was it
didn't
just too doomy?
like it. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Well, like, because the ending, he like got the implants, so he got kicked out of the shelter
Yeah.
because they were like, okay, you can't live here because we told you part of the stipulation is like hearing, like not being able to hear isn't a disability. That's just life now.
Yeah.
So you went and got surgery. Now you can hear. You're not allowed to live with us.
Yeah.
So he's like, whatever, I don't want to live here with you deaf people anyways. Goes to Paris, visits his girlfriend, realizes like they're never going to work out again. So then he just dips on her and is like wandering around, sits down on a park bench and rips the fucking implants out because he didn't like that either. So he's just back to being deaf, alone, in a foreign land, watching a kid skateboard. With church bells going off that he can't hear.
Probably the most open-ended ending of all time. Like, what's his life become after that? Like,
Shit.
Yeah, you can read it however you want to read it, I guess. You can look at it in a happy way. You can spin it to be like,
I guess you could,
he
but
accepted it, and he's just like,
he
with
was
his
just
new
so
life,
he's
like,
content.
he didn't look content, bro. He was dejected.
I think what it was.
He did not. I mean, you could interpret that like, okay, he's accepting it and upset, but he'll become happy. But I don't think he was happy at the end of the movie.
I don't think he was happy, but I think it was a turning point. I think like that was his moment to just like think. And
he tried every option to like hear and then get back with her, and nothing worked. So he's like, well, I guess I'm just.
It was kind of like it was kind of like a hard reboot, you know. It's like this is a new life now. I gotta just sit here and just think of what's next, and then that's.
I was just pissed at her really because she made him go to that rehab place and then just moved on without him.
Yeah, she did.
All right, that's the way it is.
It seemed like
not cool, not cool on her part.
That's true, but like when they were together, when he started talking about like them touring again and them doing stuff, like she was straight up like having like an addict's reaction, and she was like scratching herself raw.
She does that. She scratches and cuts
like, because he realized it was never gonna work and dipped.
No, I know,
but like I feel like part of that is because he was so obsessed with touring, and like she didn't want to do that again.
No, she didn't want to hurt him because that would have hurt him.
Yeah, she
cared for him,
but also she didn't want to tour him anymore. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, I got these implants, babe. We're back on the road. We're doing this band again."
Yeah,
and she was over it.
She was over that life in a
whole
way.
Lifestyle.
Yeah,
she was not ready to give it up.
Yep. Because it wasn't the same anymore. His hearing had gone, and it was just she felt for him, and she couldn't go on hurting him like that. You know, if it was her, she thinks it hurt.
I just was frustrated with her character. She didn't even try, like, cause he said, I can go off your rhythm. I'll just work.
Yeah.
And she didn't even try. She's like, no, you're going to rehab. You're going to...
I know. She was kind of like...
an addict, get in there.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what the hell?
No love.
Yeah.
Just no love. No love for him. But, all right, let's get to ratings, huh? Ratings. What did you boys give it?
6.
Whoa, okay. I gave it an 8.
7.
Okay. We're kind of far apart on this one. This might be the furthest apart we've all been. But, okay.
No,
I mean, I gave Green Knight a 1.5.
That's right. That's right.
I gave it like a 5.
I gave it a 5. And all right, and okay, final verdict. Watch it ASAP. Watch it whenever. Skip it.
I say whenever.
Yeah, watch it whenever.
I'd say whenever.
I'd say unless you're like a musician or a super fan of him.
Then it's more important.
Yeah.
More. Okay, watch it whenever though. And also, let's do the quote game. I got a movie quote. I'm gonna give to you guys, and you guys gotta guess it.
Baby Pig in the City.
Is it from Space Chimps?
No, it is not. All right, how about this? Everyone isn't bad, Mama.
Oh, The Waterboy.
No.
That's what I was gonna say too.
When you tell it to me, I'm gonna fucking flip out.
I can give you more of the quote if you want.
I feel like that would have been helpful from the get-go if you were gonna do.
Well, that one should. That one should. Everyone isn't bad, Mama. Everything isn't. Yes, there you go,
Boom.
Carrie. Nice one.
Hell yeah.
Everyone isn't bad, Mama. Everything isn't a sin.
Very
a little
nice.
more of a serious turn than The Waterboy.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's because you did the Carrie voice. That's why I got it.
I did it well. You know I did. All right. But that's it, right? That's the whole review. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. That's our review of The Sound of Metal, and we will see you very, very soon.